Greetings, Metacenter family. Back in October of 2022, part of the Project Whirlwind research into the anomalous activity that surrounded the Chicago Vortex, the Metacenter had to set sail to investigate. This research required us to go to many locations in the lake, which took many hours just to get to the locations, rarely, if ever, traveled by anyone other than military, universities, and the like. Before we start to dive deep into this one, a shout out to the Universal Prime Creator, as it was yet another gorgeous day. I would also like to thank all of you who supported this project, as it took a lot of preparation, research, and time. And a special thank you to Haru and Maurice, who were out in the very early mornings making sure that we had everything we needed and helped throughout the 5+ hours taking scientific notes every 15 minutes until we returned back to shore. We learned a lot from this research, but also from a representative of the Archaeological Society of Chicago. As we passed above many underwater wrecks shown on the sonar, he gave us a fascinating history of what once was and why it came to be as we know it today.
So you had mentioned, so the Coast Guard is out here somewhere. Oh, they're not? Okay.
They're at Milwaukee,
Okay.
Wilmette,
Okay.
Calumet Harbor,
Okay.
and Michigan City.
Okay.
So if we call them, they might hear us and they might not hear us.
Okay.
So marine radios, this one, goes about 15 miles and we're 33 miles out. So maybe they'll hear us, maybe they won't. 60 feet of water. And the Wells Bird up in this is about as far as we go also. And that's a beautiful 3-masted schooner and 35 feet of water.
Okay.
So, but your first point was at that intersection right there. That is like farther than we have ever gone.
Okay.
This boat's been up to Door County and, you know, a couple of Holland and a couple of times, but we're not going through the middle like that. That would have been the first area that we actually would have gone to the middle.
Okay.
The middle. So your second point was halfway on this line, right about there.
Okay.
So I'll plug the numbers in.
Many of you have been hearing me call out the Chicago Vortex for over 17 years now. Chicago is comfortably nestled in a very interesting place, which allows not only geographical protections, as we do not get tornadoes, earthquakes, and more, but the more metaphysical qualities which call people to this region where many make it their home forever. Not really ever considering the need to leave, and when they do, it is not the lack of resources or physical ability that keeps them here, but it's akin to an invisible tether that has been installed that keeps them in the warm embrace of the Vortexian spin. The Chicagoland area is home to many strange and anomalous activities, such as the Mothman, UFOs, USOs.
Illinois ranks among the top 10 states for UFO sightings. Yep, you heard that correctly. The National UFO Reporting Center says more than 4,100 people in Illinois have claimed to have seen a UFO over the past year. The most recent sightings were October 8th, with reports coming from Crystal Lake, Arlington Heights, Quincy, and Libertyville.
A multitude of people who have came and went through a metamorphosis, eventually commanding armies, metaphysical powerhouses such as Dr. DeWitt Blair, schools, and much more. After many hours of travel in one direction, we finally arrived at the main coordinates where we wanted to observe the readings on the equipment and take water samples, which can be found on the Metacenter website. One of the many interesting phenomena which was observed was the magnetic readings, which were all over the place, which confirmed yet another theory concerning this region and the vortex energy within. In simple terms, a vortex can be observed by a fluid or gas rotating on its axis. To visualize this, imagine a tornado, hurricane, or a whirlpool. Some of the latent weather effects can be observed over the lake as the wind spins, usually over the same spot time after time, again from what we suspect is happening beneath these waters. These vortexes can be caused by many reasons, such as tidal currents, wind, temperature, and density differences from the two separate bodies of water, and the magnetic field generated by the Earth itself. From weather data spanning decades, historical data, lore of the region, and actual diving records showing that something is strange underneath these deep waters, even if it is just from the environmental perspective. An example of this is concerning Lake Superior, which has another lake underneath it, which could be as large or larger than what we see on the surface. This underwater lake has been named Lake Inferior, which has claimed the lives of many explorers trying to uncover its secrets. One such explorer is William Bitter, who made a remarkable discovery in 1870 while conducting an underwater survey in Lake Superior. A large storm had damaged the breakwater wall, and as Bitter worked on the winch and air pump, he realized that Lake Superior was draining into an underwater subterranean cave and insisted on being lowered into this cavern. He found himself in a vast, mist-filled cave with a lake of unknown size that seemed to stretch off into infinity. Bitter made 3 descents into the cave before his lifeline was severed. He failed to return. The city capped the underwater interest and forgot about it, but the monument to the forgotten explorer William Bitter still lies buried beneath the shifting sands of time and the sea floor. In the depths of this lake lie mysteries waiting to be uncovered, and soon we will venture into its abyss to unravel the secrets that have long been hidden from sight. If you have interest, you may be able to join us in this adventure, or maybe our next project will interest you more, which is expedited plant growth using ancient techniques which allow plants of all kinds to grow 25 to 50% faster and larger. This is without using fertilizer or artificial growth enhancers. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this podcast. Until the next time we speak, take care.